Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel for Pacific Coast Auto. My name is Derek Weldon and here we are looking at a vehicle purchased from auction in Japan. This one is for export to the USA. And I have to say, this is quite a unique vehicle. Not only do we have a turbo Miata here, but it is in really good condition, has these really crazy over fenders and the Watanabe wheels, 50,000 original kilometers on it. And looks like it's been used as a race car here and there, but in general, pretty good condition for a race car. In fact, very good condition. Okay, so it has a stock 1600cc engine in it. Garrett turbocharger. It is a small one, and I've driven this car, and it's a lot of fun to drive, and a lot more fun to take a look at what the people think of you driving a car that looks so outlandish. I'm going to shut the engine off just because it is kind of a noisy engine. The exhaust is quite noisy. I'll show you that right now. 5 Zygen, or Gojigen is, I guess, the Japanese pronunciation. Shut that off. Noisy. And the neighbors are going to come and hit me with a stick in the bum if I'm too noisy. Okay, so yeah, really cool turbo Miata with the wide body kit on it. Wheels are amazing. Very, very good condition Watanabes. Shiny and smooth and beautiful and clean. And with really nice red center caps. Okay, so engine-wise, it runs really well. It's running 5 pounds of boost, and it's not extremely fast, but faster than a stock Miata, and the stock Miata is really fun. If you do want to make it faster, though, I suppose it's not going to be too much work to plumb in a front mount intercooler because it's running hot air from the turbo, shoop, right into the inlet there, and I'm sure that's why you don't want to run more than about 5 pounds of boost. The seller didn't say if the stock internals are in there, but this engine can take boost pretty well compared to most. A lot of people don't realize that because people like the higher displacement cars for high horsepower applications. It's only a 1600. I think the stock Miata engine makes somewhere around about 120. I would guess that here we're sitting somewhere around 160 or so, maybe a little bit less than that. But it certainly is fun to drive. No rubbing on the wheels when I drove it. Although I didn't thrash the car, it looks like there is a little bit of rubbing in the back, even though it's on kind of monster truck stance there, you can see. And so there's some damage to the outside of the wheel from bottoming out on it. Okay, so let's go over the auction inspection sheet. Before we do that, the coolant and the oil both look to be okay. Looks like it's running a fairly thin viscosity oil. Put this down. That clip piece is a little bit broken. Okay, and so auction inspection sheet. So 1990 Roadster NA6CE. The 6 here means 1600, the 8 means 1800 because you can get them with both engine sizes. The early ones were only 1600, I believe, and the 1800 might have come a little bit later, but they did sell both of them at the same time. 55,232 kilometers on here. Still have the current registration on it, which is a plus because generally those cars are in better condition. Auction grade R because it has been in an accident. I'll get to that in a second. Interior is a small B and exterior is a big B. I have to say, inside and out, the car looks great. Look at the body diagram here. All very, very tiny scratches that I couldn't really see. It says AU2 here on the front fender. Let me show you what that is. This section here, and it's been touched up with touch-up paint by somebody who, I can't stop shaking. I got the headlights on only because I love the pop-up headlights. I'm just going to give you a view of this with the pop-up headlights. That is seriously cool. Now I have to say, this weird light in the offset middle is strange. But, you know, the owner can do what they want with the car. They can remove that if they want. They can keep it if they want. I suppose it would be a nice bright light for racing. But it is a stock bumper on there. And then you could put an aftermarket one or just replacement pieces for the Miata or Roadster, as it's known here in Japan, are pretty easy. Offset mount there. Just going to lower the headlights. And yes, the retractable headlights do function properly. Boop, there we go. The coolness level of the car has gone from an 11 down to a 10 now with the headlights down. So I'm sorry about that. Can't stop looking at it. Look how wide it is. Love how the tires poke out like that from the front. Cool look. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop getting distracted here. Okay, so looking at the auction sheet, it is a 300 series registration. This is a little bit funny because this car is usually a 500 series registration, but when you put flares on it that are that big, what they did is they increased the width of the car past the allowable parameters for the cheaper registration. And so whoever made this car accepted the fact that registration now costs more because the car is too wide for the cheaper registration. HKS turbo on it. I guess it's like an HKS turbo kit. The turbo itself said Greddy on the side, as you could see that. Okay, so the vehicle is on adjustable suspension, so you could lower it if you want. I think you probably could get away with lowering it and stiffening up the dampers a little bit so that it doesn't rub, but it may have been set up this way because that's the way that the owner wanted it for racing. I was thinking it might have been used as a rally car, but there isn't really rock sprinkles on the inside of the fenders as you would see in a rally car. Okay, so black Watanabe wheels, 205/45 R15 on the front, 225/45 ZR 15 on the back, and so you have a slightly wider rear tire, and then adjustable suspension they wrote again. But you do have a much bigger offset. Look at how much dish you get out of this one. It is cool. And yes, while driving it, everybody wanted to be my friend. You could, I mean, they didn't say it, but you could hear it in their mind. Hey, pull over. I want to be your friend. Okay, so headliner is dirty, seat is dirty and saggy and wear. I think they're being pretty hard on it here. Interior dirty and scratched. Steering wheel has wear and scratches, and door mirror scratches. Okay, and then the left rear inner panel section has a dent in it. Left rear inner panel you'll be able to see in here. Now I did take a look at it. There are some marks from rubbing, and then this fender is arch kit is a little bit weird. It looks like the rear doesn't have any cutting, but the front has cutting. But it's hard to tell without actually taking the flare off to see what has happened to it. But take a look, unlike most cars with wide body, it's not riveted on, it's not actually blended in with body filler, which is good because body filler always tends to crack at the blend point. And then it's put on with screws, and the screws aren't rusty or mismatched or bad. And so it's probably been done pretty recently. A lot of times when you get a car that looks this cool, the car was built like 7 years ago and is starting to deteriorate. Okay, I'm going to sneak and take off my dealer plate here because I don't actually want to have that on video. And if I did show it, I'm going to have to censor it with mosaic. This is me going to the company car to deliver a plate. I don't care if you see my regular plate. I'm not one of those guys. Oh, this gives us a great opportunity to see it from the back. Now it is a shame it's so sunny because it kind of ruins the lighting in the video. I don't like the harsh tones of a bright sunny day. Okay, so spoiler has uneven paint and various scratches, dents, and paint wave on the car. So, spoiler sucks, really. It has bubbly paint on it in various places. You can see the bubbles right on this edge here. And so take that off and you need a giant GT wing and huge diffuser and 6 more headlights on the front. Actually, it would look good with top mount fog lights, rally style, especially if you left the wheels this high away from the arches. What I mean is a set of like 4 Lancia Stratos style headlights there. I think that would look really great. Okay, so hard top is installed in it. And what makes me think, again, why this might have been a rally car is this is a little bit weird here. They've drilled a hole in it and added a section for a robust antenna. And underneath there is a wire, like a crazy wire, that goes in from there into the back section. I'll show you that in just a sec. And so, seems like some sort of a radio. Here it is. Crazy wire. And then it goes to that sort of fitting. So we got roll cage in here, and then it's a just regular 4-point. Okay, aftermarket steering wheel, very good condition. Gauges here, extremely good condition. Extra boost gauge up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I said it was 5 pounds. Pardon me, it's 0.5 bar, and so it's around 7.5 pounds. Okay, so 7.5 is kind of a stock amount of boost that you would get in many cars from the 90s. Okay, small little snickety shifter, very fun to shift, and good condition, nothing creaks, feels good and solid, and the car feels good when it drives. It doesn't have like a thrashy hard ride to it, and I was kind of surprised at that. I was expecting it to not feel as good when it drives. There's a mirror in there, which is good because this mirror is absolutely useless. I don't know why they attached a mirror there, because at my height, looking into this, you can't see cars that are behind you more than 20 meters, and that's kind of useless. So put the regular mirror in, take that out, and then put a giant tachometer there to make sure that you're not over revving it, because although it revs to 7,000, it doesn't feel like the naturally aspirated engine anymore, of course, because it has a turbo, and then it gets its max boost at 3,200 RPM, which is pretty low for a non-ball bearing style turbo, because it's not running too much boost. And then so because of that, it feels weird to rev it with max boost from 4,000 all the way up to 7,000, and I didn't do it because I don't want to hurt the feelings of the cars that are not my own cars. And I don't like hurting the feelings of my own cars either. And so more so, I don't want to damage the customers' cars. And so we revved up to 5,000. You can get more power, but you can feel the power dropping off before you get to 5,000. And so trying to get any more than that is kind of useless with the current state, I would think. Okay, so all around, pretty interesting car. Really happy to have bought something like this from auction, because that's the fun of this job, is you're always finding different and unique and weird cars. And this one definitely checks the boxes for a lot of categories that makes me happy. So hope you enjoyed this walk around, and that's going to be the end. If you have any questions or want to check about importing a car yourself, there's a link to our website in the description, or you can post in the comment section. We get like hundreds of comments a day in most days, and so I don't reply to all of them, but sometimes when I'm bored, I do the replying personally. Sometimes Andrew, one of the staff, does it too. And so hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.